The midterms, can you believe it, just one day away, and as lawmakers ramp up their rhetoric and an appeal to voters in the fight over abortion, some are feeling personally targeted. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze spoke with two activists who felt that they were publicly ridiculed by politicians about their efforts to make the debate a civil place.
At 19 years old, Olivia Julianna has become one of the most recognized abortion rights activists in the post-Roe era.
We want to make this place more equitable, more just, more inclusive for all of us. For a lot of young activists, they expect us to cower or just feed into outrage cycles, and that's not what I do.
Julianna uses her voice on social media, eventually sparking a Twitter battle with Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz that went viral. The feud started in July when the congressman targeted overweight people during an anti-abortion rally.
They're like 5'2", 350 pounds, and they're like, give me my abortions or I'll get up and march and protest. A few of them need to get up and march.
Julianna says she was disgusted by the hateful rhetoric.
I tweeted about it saying, I did not fit the description. I'm not 5'3". I'm actually 5'11", 6'4" in heels. And his response to that was to tweet out my photo and in an attempt to have me be body shamed and harassed by his 1.4 million followers, despite the fact that I had a tenth of his following and I was a teenager online.
She says she became the target of profane emails from Gaetz followers like this one, telling her to put down the fork and calling her a Gen Z liberal scumbag.
I decided that the best thing to do in that scenario was to turn his hatred into something positive and uplift the causes that I care about the most, which is why I started fundraising for abortion funds.
Julianna raised over $2.5 million for abortion rights. She's just one of several activists personally targeted by politicians during this year's midterm elections, as lawmakers ramp up their rhetoric in an appeal to voters in the fight over abortion. Congressman Gaetz declined to respond to ABC's request for an interview or comment despite several attempts.
It's beneath the role of the office, whether you're a U.S. congressman or a city council member. One should never go to name-calling and attacking.
By engaging in this kind of negative, often very aggressive interactions, they are not only perpetuating these dynamics and perpetuating the incivility of online talk, but reinforcing it as an accepted or maybe even preferred way to engage online.
Professor Iona Literat studies how young people engage in politics online. Her research explores how moments like what Julianna experienced could impact future elections.
To me, that is a very concerning trend and something that in both the short term and the long term is harmful to democracy.
I can't express to you what it's like being a 10-year-old child sitting cross-legged in their bedroom waiting to see what this pregnancy test is going to read. And I shared that. I shared that with these delegates, and I was laughed at after sharing.
Ash Orr is a childhood rape survivor turned activist. After being in an abusive relationship later in life, Orr became pregnant at 21. They contemplated taking their own life before having an abortion.
I can't express to you what it's like being in your early 20s and writing letters to your family and friends, telling them why you ended your life and what to do with your belongings, and how to just live their lives without me there. And I wouldn't be here if Planned Parenthood hadn't stepped in.
They attempted to share their story at a state Senate hearing in July about a restrictive new abortion bill.
All I shared was that I'm a trans person, that I'm an abortion patient, and I'm a childhood rape survivor. And I then had my mic cut.
Or emailed several West Virginia senators after with a plea to share their full testimony. Two emailed back, including Republican Senator Michael Azinger, who called Orr's rape statement pathetic.
It's like a mixture of sadness and a lot of anger.
Senator Azinger declined ABC's interview requests and provided the following statement. While pathetic was the wrong word to use in this situation, I stand by every position I took. I am 100% pro-life with no exceptions, and will never accept the notion that there are more than 2 genders. Despite their mic being cut off or would not be silenced.
I wanted to channel just that experience into something positive. And yeah, we ended up raising over $25,000, which assisted over 100 individuals for their abortion care here in West Virginia.
As 13 states have revoked the right to access safe abortions, including West Virginia, both Orr and Julianna say they know many voters back these new laws.
I don't go into these conversations expecting to change minds. If that happens, great. But I am there to help educate and to answer questions.
I gotta be honest.
Their hope, they say, is for both sides to show respect in the abortion debate, to bring civility to a conversation close to many voters' hearts.
It's very personal to me because I have had an abortion.
I think that we can actually learn to, really, truly get along, even with differing beliefs.
Professor Litterat says it can be hard for many to have an open-minded conversation when it comes to topics like abortion, due to differing opinions tied to specific belief systems.
When that channel of communication is used in such a negative way, for bullying, for really aggressive behavior, that not only squanders that potential, but can really have lasting effects on young people's long-term political socialization.
My father's a conservative, so we disagree on a lot of things, but I think he's proud of what I've been able to do. A lot of times, people just haven't been exposed to those differing opinions in a civil way. But I think that kindness and decency go a long way with having these conversations, because sometimes that's all people need to listen.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.